Hey guys, so this is um my official book review. Um I had to re-record this a couple times, so for me I don't this isn't going to be all that long. Less than 10 minutes. On top of that, mostly just like housekeeping as well. So kind of my review of the book since for the new series for this, every week I pretty much gave kind of a scholarly view and stuff like that um, of the book in the Time of the Butterflies. So, um, and kind of just to go over like a couple things. One is kind of just going to be how am I going to go about since these are going to be less scholarly and more my opinion. I think that part of it is just going to be me giving the book a grade. Um, I think for all simplicity's sake, it's going to be, a 1 out of 10. 10 being I'm going to probably read this multiple times, you know, over the next several years. 0 being I'll probably never read it again. Um I think that the I would give this like a 6. I think, you know, in my free time or whatever, um I'd read it again if I knew a friend that they were kind of interested in this kind of stuff. I'd probably send it to them. So I guess it's a 6. Out of that, I think that part of it is I don't think that it should have taken this long to read the book. Um, that just goes along with the class. So um, just a part of housekeeping. I think once the semester ends, I'd really like to keep this going. For me, this was kind of fun. Um, and so I really want to try keep going with this. I don't think for a book like this, for in the Time of the Butterflies, a really easy book, about 300 pages or so. About I honestly I probably would have read this in a week in my own time, um, given I had enough time to just sit and read a single book. I definitely think it's just a very easy text. Um, within, because I usually read this at the laundromat, so within, I'd say an hour, I could read about 50 pages. So I don't know. I now for other books, I do have like in How to Be Gay by Halpin or Crafts, The Bond Woman's Narrative, or some of my books of poetry. I think that yes, I would they would take multiple weeks. Um, even other books that I probably wouldn't that I'd read within a week, and that they'd kind of get assigned to this new series. Um, I might just do a video every day, just putting down my thoughts and everything, um, and doing that, and having it continually being released on every Saturday, because I think that that's a good system that I kind of have going. Oh yeah. So what am I drinking? Because of how many times I've had to record this, I've just got a new mug, new tea, and yeah. I have peppermint and lemon, which I love both of them. I love peppermint. I love lemon. In fact, my distressing uh kind of like uh, lotion type thing that I have beside this workstation here is solely that it's actually eucalyptus and spearmint. So I don't know. I but that's beside the point. So what do I think? What do I think of this? Um, the first video I had of this was a lot of actual like thought. For me, I think that this is just it's a very good book. I think that if I read it at my own pace, which would have probably been a max of 2 weeks, not 4 weeks, basically a month. I would have liked it. It has so much going on, and there's so much deep conversation that can be held about desire, about relationships, family dynamics. Oh my gosh, family dynamics, you could do so much. So, what could I do? It is what it is. So that's where everything sits. Um, it's a fairly good book. I I might recommend it to one person. It's not going to be, something that's grand and spectacular. I probably would not, um, I don't know. I probably wouldn't, go out of my way to reread it, but I probably, in a few years, I see it on my bookshelf and I'm like, hey, that was that was a decent book. I'll read it again. So yeah, it's a good book. Um, uh, I did have to do some adjustments to like what I was thinking about the book, simply because I do think I was a bit harsh just because of how long it took. I think ideally a book that's like this and is this easy to read, I would have had done in less than 3 weeks. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with taking, several weeks, but for me, I just felt like the lack of speed, um, about 50 pages, 40, 50 pages a week, you know, I need a lot. I need a lot more, um, than that. But, um, and that it's more than the professor. It's, um, realistically, I survived. I did it. I read it. But I do like, how it sets up family. I like how it sets up all these things, and it makes it a lot more fascinating. That this is, it has to do with, real people. It tells real stories. So I think that is, for me, the best part about it. Um, is that no, everything is not true in this. In many ways, it could be classified as historical fiction. I think Julia Alvarez did take some creative licensing to write this, but it is a very good book, um, all in all. But that is my first opinion based, review after reading In the Time of the Butterflies by Julia Alvarez. That was host to Stevenson 1 of new series Who Dis. And I hope you guys have a good one and that you guys are filled with peace, love, and joy. Good one, guys.